everything go and feel alright. When I hear the drums and the heartbeats, sweat drip down our bodies. Oh, I know we're living. On the down, we gonna have a good time. 1,000 hands up to the sky. We gon' get toasted tonight. I've been feeling it all day. I wanna let it go. I wanna lose control. Oh, I'm ready to roll. And I've been daydreaming about this night for a long time. I wanna dance with you under the light. I toasted a wild one. I toasted a good life. I toasted the lovers. I toasted you and I toasted a wild one. To you and I. To you and I feel the party coming on, and I know you'll come along when you hear it in your ear. Yeah, I know you're feeling the way we're moving. Nothing can stop it. We going on it. I've been feeling it all day. I wanna let it go. I wanna lose control. Oh, I'm ready to roll. And I've been daydreaming about this night for a long time. I wanna dance with you under the light. I toasted a wild one. I toasted a good life. I toasted the lovers. I toasted you and I toasted a wild one. To you and I. To you and I toasted a wild one. I toasted a good life.
Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Happy Tuesday. It's only fucking
We're
Tuesday.
nowhere. Welcome to nowhere.
We are in the Sahara Desert, thirsting, quenching for some good news, and there is none, except for the fact that the Morning Toast is on. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back to the Morning Toast.
Yes. What a slow ass week. Yesterday was the longest day of life. Like, this diversion that was not divine has thrown off my whole week. Like, things won't be okay until next Monday. So, see you then.
I just am really looking forward. Well, actually, this week is weird for me because I'm on the Toast tomorrow, but then I'm heading to Portland for my show in Portland, and then Seattle and Vancouver. Tickets available at girlfriendtop.com. So I'm out Wednesday to Monday, but I'm going to do a show Wednesday. Thursday is going to be...
Nick Vial is co-hosting with me.
Oh, yes, Nick Vial. Friday, Margot and I will be doing an episode from wherever the hell we're going to be. And then Monday, it's going to be a One on the Toast situation.
Hopefully he remembers.
Yeah, he was like, can you please remind me Sunday? I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm like, just set a fucking alarm on your phone.
Right.
Right.
Or just remember.
A child.
Or just remember.
No, that's not an option for some of us.
Monday, I'm going on the Toast.
I understand him not remembering, like, as a queen who can't remember things, I totally relate. But it's like, write it down, bro.
No, but, like, you wouldn't forget, like, an appearance on the most popular millennial morning show. You would not forget that.
No, I would. If there wasn't, like, a follow-up email or anything.
You wouldn't forget it.
I think I would.
No, it's like...
It is the most prestigious, but it's also, like, your wife's thing.
Especially if you had, like, a merch drop the next day, like...
Yeah, I mean, I don't hold him, like, hostage because he forgot. I'm upset at him for not writing it down or putting it in his phone. Like, that's what a responsible adult would do. We can't help if we forget things.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Well, welcome back to the Morning Toast. Obviously, today we are going to be hitting you with the Fast Five stories. But before that, is there anything you guys want to chat about? We're going to be recapping a bunch of shows at the end of this episode. Me and Margot both watched Dancing with the Stars. I finally watched Tall Girl.
Okay.
And you saw that too. And and Below Deck.
Oh, I didn't watch Below Deck. I was having a Hallmark evening. This is actually the time of year where I start to get, like, FOMO. Not FOMO, but it's like I watch Hallmark instead of watching, like, what's trending. So I miss The Roast. I miss Dancing with the Stars. Because I've just
you miss cable moments.
Yeah, because I'm choosing Hallmark over everything, and then, like, I am just not a part of the conversation, and it gives me anxiety that, like, I'm not doing my homework.
That happens to me seasonally as well, but just, like, with friends, when I just cannot bother to change the input and go to cable.
Yeah, so, like, I feel bad, but I don't. Like, Hallmark over everything. It's just... having this new Hallmark app has really changed my life for the better. So
it's almost like Taylor Swift watches the Toast and knows about the Toast because she knows that I'm literally busy starting at 10:30 a.m. And as the show was going live, she put up an Instagram. And that Instagram was a bunch of announcements about some festival, and now I need to get tickets, and it's like I'm just sitting here and I can't. Margo, what did the Instagram post say?
Okay, so she's doing a Lover Fest, basically making her own festival.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's a bunch of dates, only 4 in the U.S., 2 in L.A., 2 in Foxborough, Gillette Stadium.
What time of year?
Summer. Caption, For me, the Lover album is open fields and sunsets and summer. I want to celebrate the album and perform it live with you in a way that feels authentic to the music. I want to go to some places I haven't been and play festivals for the first time in ages. And where we didn't have festivals, we made some.
Wow.
Introducing Loverfest East and West. Details and additional dates coming soon. Oh, additional dates coming soon. Maybe she'll do MetLife.
So do you think this is instead of a tour?
I don't know. I feel like this might just be her building a tour.
I think this is instead of a tour.
I kind of think so too because
I don't think she can do a tour on top of this, considering she doesn't like touring.
She doesn't not like touring, but what she said in her press interviews was like, I can't have my life be release an album, go on tour, release an album, go on tour. Like that type of lifestyle is like so toxic. So I understand her not wanting to go on tour for a bit, but now if she's doing like an alternative vibe for a stadium tour, I think this is kind of cool, but she's gonna need more than 4 fucking dates.
She said, stay tuned for additional dates and more details.
That's pretty cool.
Wait, so festivals that already existed. So the one in LA, is that like Coachella?
No, so the
that's
ones in
Loverfest West.
Yeah,
That's the new one.
The ones in US.
Are other
she's
people going to
making.
be performing? Like, is there a lineup or it's just
Oh,
Taylor?
I wonder if she's just like making her own.
Like Shawn Mendes, Haim,
But
Camila
like,
Cabello.
it's not a festival if it's just like you were performing. That's a concert.
No,
Right.
but I guess she would make it like a full day experience. Maybe she would perform like at different parts of the day.
She would have to get other performers, and she probably will.
Or
like,
she would have to make it like a more than a 3-hour concert. Like it would have to be like an 8-hour thing.
It's actually a
it's-
really good idea.
But it's
Yeah.
still like she can make it a festival if there's like activities and things for people to do, but it's still in a stadium, so it's still going to be stadium food.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Right, but it could be like how like Wango Tango's in a stadium and like
No,
that-
Wango Tango's in like an amphitheater.
No,
it's
but
not.
like Wango Tango's in a stadium, but yeah, it's just a long concert with a lot of different musical acts made for TV.
So where's the LA location? Does it say? Or
Yeah,
just says,
it's
Sophie Stadium.
Sophie Stadium.
I guess it's like the Rams Stadium. So stadiums, interesting. I don't understand
I'm very
a
glad it's
festival
stadiums,
stadium.
I can't lie.
I love a stadium.
A festival stadium, right? We went to Billboard Hot 100. It was a festival in a stadium at Jones Beach, and it was
Jones
an
Beach is not a
amphitheater.
stadium.
no, but it was torture. Remember, like being
Honestly,
on the
I hope
concrete,
there's not
Yeah.
other fucking
people were
performers.
passing out left and right.
I was one of them.
Campers down, counselors down. Like it
I
was
hope
crazy.
there's not other performers. Honestly, I don't need to waste my time with some trash.
No.
I came here to see Taylor.
There should but she has openers on her tour, so there'll be at least 2 other performers that contributes to the vibe. If you're going all the way to Gillette Stadium, like you need to make a day of it.
No, if I'm going all the way to Gillette Stadium, I want to see my girl and get the fuck out so I can get home on the the 10 o'clock Amtrak.
But most people aren't like that. Like if they're
Yeah,
going to
that's true.
travel for a festival, like you have to give more than just.
Wait, it says additional UK and international dates and festivals will be announced soon.
So it's only 4 American ones.
Why are we getting shafted?
I don't know. I think because over the years of her touring, like everyone else but America has gotten shafted. Like she's done like 50 US shows and then like 5 random European countries. So like maybe this is her making it up to the international stand-up, which would be nice, but kind of annoying. Regardless, I think I'm gonna go to one of each, East and West.
Oh, that's a good call. Or we should just go to both Gillettes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Get a room.
We got it. I don't even understand how to get
I
tickets.
want to hear more about what's
Yeah, I
on
need
deck.
some more
I mean, I'm still going to
information.
go
Like,
literally
is
no
it
matter
just
what
like
it is.
a Lover concert that's being billed differently, and I have to go to Gillette instead of MetLife? Like that's frustrating.
But then it's kind of like you're weeding out like the Fairweather fans. Like if she's making people from all around the country either go to 2 locations, like the people who show up are true fucking fans, and like it really will be a lover fest.
That's true.
That's an interesting
I'm
marketing
scared we
tool.
won't be able to get tickets.
Oh my god, I know.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. People, constantly evolving, changing the game.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what this turns into.
I like that she's thinking out of the box.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too, because I'm not here for album tour. Like,
No, and this
someone
way-
needs to get Ariana Grande off the treadmill.
Yeah. This way, it's also in the summer, so she has a year off with her new album before she has to like start traveling again.
Yeah,
Good for her.
good for her, for real.
Rooms are over $1,000 already.
What?
Rooms.
Like hotel rooms
Oh
in,
my God.
in
Fuck.
We
My
gotta
God, get a
go-
room.
Boston.
We got to go to Gurney's Newport
That's like
That'll
super
be
far.
even more
from
expensive.
Gillette.
Yeah.
It's New England.
New England's pretty large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Margot, just reserve a room at like the W Boston or something. Do it.
Right this second.
Yeah, you said they're going up.
That's just based off of someone's
I can't
comment.
plan that far in advance. Sorry.
I don't
No,
know
I
where we would be
know.
August 1st, 2020.
No,
Right.
I know. Like I could be
Oh my
pregnant.
God, August 1st? That's in forever.
It's a
Sorry.
year from now.
Yeah, that's not how we roll.
That's not how we roll. We're just going to have to hope to get some tickets on StubHub.
Oh my God.
Well, you
absolutely
could
not.
help us because you work there.
Right. And maybe we have some friends in Boston who are willing to help.
The
Yeah, to
Bostines.
host us.
The Bostines. #1 podcast in Boston. That has to count for something at Gillette Stadium.
It does. I think it does.
That means by osmosis that someone that works at Gillette Stadium is probably a big fucking toaster.
Maybe. Jackie and I have to dive into the Fast Five because we have big meetings after this. Big
Oh,
moves,
yeah.
money moves. And it's all about the new merch drop, which is coming very soon. So we wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up if you wanted to, allocate some funds, just start thinking about, mood boarding. New merch will be coming very soon. While we don't have an exact date, I would say within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll get that date to you soon.
Yeah,
that's what today.
IOD.
That's what today will be.
If you're
about.
wondering why this merch drop is taking so much longer, it's because it's brand new. Like it is shit like you've never seen it before. Okay, it is new items, new shipping methods, new everything.
And the biggest reason why it's taking so long is that our shipping time is about to be cut in like
you used to have to wait
smithereens.
2 to 3 weeks.
2 weeks. Now it'll be about 3 days. So
just bear with us. We're getting our shit together. We're building a brand. So those things take time.
yeah, but not too much time.
I just like spit all over myself.
We hear you. It's gonna be good stuff, man. Like
yeah, don't worry.
yeah.
We hear you. We see you. We are you.
But without further ado, it is time for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
Also, it's important to note that while all these crazy things are happening for our merch, the pricing will not really be going up.
Yeah.
That's important to say. And for you thirsty bitches, it's time to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by Liquid IV, the fastest and most efficient way to stay hydrated. If you're trying to drink more water, Liquid IV hydrates you 2 to 3 times faster and more efficiently than water alone, with an added bonus of vitamin C, B3, B5, B6, and B12. Liquid IV helps prevent jet lag when traveling. It's TSA friendly and is perfect for on-the-go travelers. It helps to keep your skin hydrated while flying and can be the perfect for before, during, or after flights. Summer dehydration is staying properly hydrated in one of the most important factors during the hot summer months. Perfect way to stay hydrated while spending more time outdoors. Liquid IV is the fastest growing wellness brand. You can find them anywhere, even at Costco. You can find their hydration multiplier sold at Costco's nationwide. Their convenient TSA friendly powder packets for travel, helps prevent jet lag, altitude sickness, and more. We love Liquid IV. We take them with us everywhere we travel. It's great for tour life. That's how I keep my skin glowing on stage. Also a little bit of sweat. We know you will love it too. Right now, our listeners can get 25% off at liquidiv.com when you use our code TOAST at checkout. That's a 25% off anything you order on Liquid IV's website. Go to liquidiv.com and enter our promo code TOAST to get your savings and start getting hydrated. That's liquidiv.com, promo code TOAST. Don't wait to start properly hydrating today.
There's no time like the present
So true.
to give yourself a gift of Liquid IV. Okay, first story, what's sweeping the nation. New SNL star Shane Gillis has been fired after making racial slurs in a Resurfaced video.
Yes.
Okay, this has been playing out over the past few days. SNL announced 3 new cast members, one of whom then was, old comments on his podcast.
Some of this clip of him on this podcast, it was like a video podcast.
And
some journalists dug it up.
Right. And actually, I don't even think it needed to be dug. Like, it wasn't so long ago, which makes the story even crazier because SNL has now fired him and saying that they had not seen these things, which means they didn't do even the slightest bit of research.
Right.
But it's like 2019, so I don't understand. Like, The Bachelor does more vetting than SNL.
And so then Shane released a statement on his Twitter.
So, new SNL cast member Shane Gillis has officially been fired from the series days after an online video resurfaced depicting Gillis making a racial slur. The NBC sketch comedy series announced on Monday that it has parted ways with the comedian. Quote, after talking with Shane Gillis, we have decided that he will not be joining SNL, an SNL spokesperson said in a statement on behalf of Lorne Michaels. Quote, we want SNL to have a variety of voices and points of view within the show, and we hired Shane on the strength of his talent as comedian and his impressive audition for SNL. We were not aware of his prior remarks that have surfaced over the past few days. The language he used is offensive, hurtful, and unacceptable. We are sorry that we did not see these clips earlier and that our vetting process is shit. And then he posted a statement on his Instagram saying, it feels ridiculous for comedians to be making serious public statements, but here we are. I'm a comedian who was funny enough to get SNL. That can't be taken away. Of course, I wanted an opportunity to prove myself at SNL, but I understand it would be too much of a distraction. I respect the decision they made. I'm honestly grateful for the opportunity. I was always a Mad TV guy anyway.
Shade.
That's funny.
This is an interesting story because while, this is the age that we're living in, So he is defending himself by just being like, it was a joke, but he used like the CHIN blank word. Like, that's not a joke. Like, that is he's using the defensive, like, I'm a comedian, like we could say whatever you want. And you can, like, if you're making a joke that might be off color, like, okay, that's what comedians do and it might offend people. But to use a racial slur of a group you're not a part of, like, that's not a joke, that's just weird.
Yeah, I guess. I haven't looked too much into things that he said, but overall,
It's just this one thing that he said, and he said
overall, I get the gist. He has offensive past comedic remarks, which, they just need to, the precedent here is in his favor. Like, there have been a couple SNL comedians who have had past remarks
tweets.
surface, like Melissa Villaseñor, which I didn't even know until this came up and they were citing other comedians. Trevor Noah, lest we not forget. And, like, I'm so big on, like, yeah, Trevor Noah should have his platform. He tweeted fucked up shit. He apologized. Like, give someone a chance. Like, same with Melissa Villaseñor, but, like, now they're changing
the rules.
They're changing the rules, and I don't like that. I like consistency. Like, the rules should be the same for comedians across the board, whether it is to keep them on or to cancel them. But
that's actually a great point,
right? So it's just because then and it's weird because I hadn't even heard of Melissa Villaseñor stuff. Not that I'm like so up in the comedic space, but like I like to pride myself.
Yeah, no, and you actually like SNL,
right? And it's just like the way that people treat certain like every cancellation is treated differently, like based on who it is, Yeah. And so I feel like I don't know, maybe people just really like her. But, like, her tweets were just as offensive.
Yeah, no, hers were terrible. You sent them to me yesterday, and I never even heard of them.
Right, so, like, I just don't understand why that's okay and this isn't.
Yeah, and the same goes for Trevor Noah. Even though Trevor Noah was really a little bit before the age of cancellation, like, he got in a little early. But that is an excellent point. I think there should be, like, a rule for everyone, And I can't imagine this is the first time that SNL has run into something like this because comedy is so, out there, and it's, like, the only thing in the world these days, in our current culture, that's like protected, kind of. So I'm sure this isn't the first time that they've run into this, a la Melissa Villaseñor. But interesting. And
I also just think like I mean I don't condone what he said at all, but I think like the last frontier of cancellation is comedy because like Dave Chappelle says like these are jokes, like they shouldn't be looked at through the lens of like
regular speech,
whatever. But like SNL being, one of the biggest comedic mega powers in the country, choosing to fire this person, I think it says a lot, and it sets just like a scary precedent for other comedians. Because now you are going to watch what you say, and that does sometimes take away from things being funny. And I'm still not saying I'm not saying I can do it. I'm just saying from an outside, like looking at this, analyzing what everyone has said, it's just not all adding up.
Yeah.
And it's not the same treatment for every comedian.
That's true. Especially if it's all like with Trevor Noah, like, okay, he works at Comedy Central. That's a different network than SNL. Like, I understand different treatment, but SNL just went through this. Like, there was a whole BuzzFeed article about Melissa Villaseñor when she got hired in 2017. There was a ton of really fucking weird tweets, and I didn't even hear about it until you sent it to me yesterday.
Yeah. So
there should be equal treatment. I agree.
Yeah, and I mean,
this just sucks. Like, as a comedian, like, your entire life is like the dream for every comedian is to be on SNL. Like, everyone, both huge stars who were on SNL and who are not on SNL, have tried out for SNL. It's like, it really is like the mecca of comedic accomplishments. And for him to have gotten it and then get it taken away, like, regardless of what you think of him, like, that fucking sucks.
And also, like, these comments aren't, like, so, like, someone had to go digging, through his Twitter for, like, 10 years of tweets. Like, they're kind of recent, which makes it worse for him, but it also makes it so that, like, there's no excuse as to why SNL did not know about this. Like, when all these tweets came out, I was like, well, you figure, like, SNL knows this. They just hired their first Asian American cast member. Like, they obviously know what they're doing.
I think that's why maybe it got treated differently. Like, he's up here being announced next to an Asian American, and it's
not
like
good.
It's in terrible taste.
It's not good, but like it's really crazy that they actually didn't know. Because when I saw this, I was like, oh well, they obviously know, and they chose to forgive him and move forward. And maybe there was even a discussion amongst the cast members where everyone says, like we can forgive and move on. You know who it should be up to? The new Asian cast member. If he can work with this guy, then why can't we all? Yeah,
it should be his call. Maybe it was.
Maybe it was. I think he has spoken out about it, but I haven't been keeping up with this too much until he actually got fired, and I was like,
yeah. No, I was following it the past few days just because, like, it's so pertinent.
Yeah.
And I really was going to see, like, if SNL was going to, like, stand firm in their comedians are protected vibe or not, and they didn't.
Right. And I just think it's an interesting factoid,
Yeah.
Like, I don't really watch SNL. I don't have a horse in this race, but it's definitely an interesting precedent. After the precedent had already been set.
Yeah.
Now we have a new precedent. What's that called?
New
But
precedent.
I'm all about precedents, you know?
Oh my God,
And
clearly.
like when like
By the way,
in
this
a movie
episode
or
is the
some-
one with the precedents.
No, but like in a movie or something like legal, they're like, well, what's the precedent, you know?
Well, that's like lawyerism 101.
101. And I don't know, I just feel like lawyerism 101 is something, you know, that we could look to in these times.
Yeah.
I guess not. Different strokes for different
Well,
folks.
it's so crazy because I just watched the roast of Alec Baldwin, and I know you didn't watch it, but it was so fucking crazy. Like, just so, like, you could find something offensive with literally transphobic, misogynistic, racist. Like, the things they were saying about Blake Griffin's skin tone, because he's interracial and he also has red hair. They were like, you look like a black guy whose printer ran out of ink. Like, they were, like, the things they said about fucking Caitlyn Jenner. Like, comedy, it does, and Comedy Central, I feel like, is now, like, the last frontier of people that, like, really push those kinds of boundaries. And yes, like, it did make me uncomfortable to watch, but, like, people thought it was funny, so, like, whatever. Like, people are enjoying it, cool. So I'm really surprised, actually, like, that SNL, like, it's changing.
It's changing. And I don't know, I felt like really hopeful after the Dave Chappelle special because so many people enjoyed it. And I think what he was, even the most controversial things that he said, it's not necessarily that he like agreed with like what he was saying, but he was just like defending his right to say it.
Right, that's like the Michael Jackson thing.
You're right. I don't know if he actually doesn't believe those boys, but like he's just like wants you to know that he's allowed to say that he doesn't.
Right, the point is that you don't have to agree with me, what I say, but you have to agree with my right to say it.
Right. So... And I agree with that
mentality.
Me
for
too. Sure. So, but this doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But at the same time, it's just like, you know what? Shit like this is so easily avoidable. Like, no offense, it's not like this guy Shane is like the end all be all of SNL. Like, they really should have vetted him and never hired him and given like this type of embarrassment on SNL and on this guy Shane. Like, there's tons of really talented comedians who haven't said racial slurs who would love the opportunity to be on SNL. So like this whole thing really could have been avoidable.
I agree with that, and I think it's really on SNL the fact that they didn't vet him, and it's on them for that.
Me too.
And then to just be so like spineless and fire him just because that's what everyone says. Now, like the pitchforks, they can decide who's on SNL any day now.
Yeah, it's looking like we're never going to be on SNL.
Right, and I just
Definitely
I don't know. And as much as there are comedians who've never said anything offensive, like still we're all like human beings. Nobody is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody has some shit that they're not proud of. So
Yeah.
like if we start like you could find actually even in what you think a perfect comedian like. You can find fault in anyone.
Yeah.
Because you're still a fucking human being.
That's actually very true.
So, everyone's time will come. See you bitches on the other side.
Wow. Okay.
That's how I
Wicca
feel.
wicca fresh.
Okay, next up. Beyonce's team gives the finger to the Emmys after homecoming shutout.
Okay, I saw this.
I
I
saw
have
this.
a lot of thoughts.
I have a few thoughts. This weekend, Beyonce's critically acclaimed Netflix documentary, Homecoming, a film by Beyonce, was shut out of the 2019 Creative Arts Emmys, taking home none of the 6 awards for which it was nominated.
So they weren't shut out. They were nominated.
No, but it was a shutout
lost.
in terms of they lost across the
Okay,
board.
but I'm saying shut out would be not even being nominated. I just think that's
No, but a
important to
shutout
know.
is when you score nothing, like in a game.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
While Queen Bey has remained mum on the matter, key members of her crew took to social media to share their disappointment, as publicist Yvette Knowles-Scher posted an Instagram video of herself along with manager Steve Pamone and other team members throwing up the middle finger while brushing off the evening.
So then one of her cameramen went on a Twitter tirade basically explaining how Carpool Karaoke won for best like filmmaking.
Yeah, it said James Corden's Carpool Karaoke just won Best Technical Direction. A camera taped to a windshield just won an Emmy over this. That wasn't his tweet. He retweeted it with laughing emojis, and then it has like footage of all the cameramen on like a Beyonce stage.
No, but then he also did a few tweets explaining how
I held a heavy-ass camera and walked backwards, keeping these 3 legends in frame, while Dave had held a carabiner on my pants to guide me. Oh, and I did it going down a set of stairs. And he explained how every 10 feet he would tap him, every 2 feet he would press him.
Right.
And how it was like a whole song
system.
and dance.
So while I totally agree that Carpool Karaoke winning a creative Emmy for anything cinematography is incredibly stupid, like they put a GoPro in the front and one in the
That's
back.
crazy.
It's so stupid and such bullshit. And honestly, it's some, you know what it is? It's cis on cis crime, like James Corden out here again. But there is something that I find so fucking tacky about people who complain, like the thing that comes to mind most similarly is like Busy Tonight. Like, bitch, you got 100 shows, and like all you do on your Instagram story now is complain, and like you're in a million articles being like, I want more answers as to why my show was canceled. Like, So does Roseanne, okay? Like, everyone does. Like, nobody wants to get canceled. So I hate that, like, that sense of entitlement when it's like, well, yes, obviously, I totally agree. Beyonce deserved to win, but, like, that's not how things work sometimes, you know?
Also, like, talk about just being a sore loser. Like, just get over it.
I agree. Like, being a sore loser, like, it really is an honor to be nominated. I think
And it is so outrageous that
But,
James
like,
Corden won.
it's so outrageous, but I would have never known any of that if these people didn't tweet this. And I'm kind of glad that they did because I'm like firmly on their side. And like that is so fucked. Like whoever made that choice, like should be fired if these Emmys are ever going to mean anything.
Right.
And I'm glad that I know this, that like
Same.
that the way that they did this camera versus James Corden and James Corden won, you know?
Yes.
So like, while I agree, I think when you're kind of like, just really, it is an honor to be nominated for some people, you shut your mouth, but like when you really should have won, I don't know.
Like,
by the way,
I hear you, and I totally agree with them. Like, I can't lie and say that I wouldn't do the same thing, like, if I did something amazing and some, like, weenie won. But to me, there's just something so tacky about that way of going about your business.
I completely agree. But you get your...
But we also need to keep in mind that all these people are not a reflection of Beyonce.
No.
Like, she wasn't even there.
No, but I feel as though Beyonce and her publicist are like very Taylor Swifty, where it's like, you know, you don't speak on my behalf without her
My permission.
sanctioning it. So I feel like she definitely was like, go off, I don't care. And I feel that, but I don't think it reflects on any of them.
Honestly, I'm glad Beyonce didn't show up.
Negatively.
Like, to have that sort of
No,
embarrassment.
but like they know. Like they tell the artists like if they're gonna win or not, and then they decided they could.
They do that at like the American Music Awards. I don't think they do that at the Emmys.
They definitely give them some sort of inkling. If she showed up and lost all 6, like they would never allow for that kind of embarrassment.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's true, I guess.
It's really true. Also, she lost in 5 other categories, but they're not complaining about them because it was warranted. They lost directing to Springsteen on Broadway. They lost live television event to Rent, which actually, let's talk about
that's the real
more
crime.
of an abomination.
Let's talk about that. What do you think about that, Snatch?
That's the real crime.
That's an abomination.
RuPaul's Drag Race won for Best Costumes, and FX's Fosse Verdon won for Musical Direction. And then Hannah Gadsby beat out Beyonce for Best Writing with her Netflix comedy special, Nanette.
I just want to address like something someone in the comments said. You guys wouldn't be saying this if it was Taylor, and you guys know this. I totally disagree. By the way, I'm very critical of Taylor. I always say being a good stan is not being a blind, loyal fan. It's being able to point out someone's flaws. So, excuse me, Molly, I disagree with that. Regardless of who it is, I would be saying this about anyone. I think it is tacky to complain about losing. Sorry. The end.
Yeah.
Bye.
I do, but I'm in this instance, I'm glad that they did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known about the 10 feet and the taps. And like, I think it's pretty cool. So they're getting their own
Story
anybody
out
even
there.
watch it here?
No.
Me neither.
I did.
Was it
You
good?
did?
Yeah, it was beautiful. Like, it's very well done. You know why I watched it? Because Skinny Confidential posted on her Instagram. Like 2 times in her career, Beyonce has cut her pay like nearly in half. So she did a performance at Uber, and they were supposed to pay her a ton of money, and she took half the cash and half in stock that's now worth like 7 times what it was originally worth. And then with Coachella, she didn't take the pay that everyone gets paid. She took a much less smaller cash and then a like percentage of licensing of her own performance because she knew she was going to do a Netflix deal. Now it's worth like $60 million. So once I saw the business of it, I was like, okay, I gotta watch it.
That is interesting. I didn't know that. Thanks for the factoid. Okay, next story. Speaking about making money. Kourtney Kardashian admits she feels pressure from billionaire sister Kylie Jenner. Did you see Kourtney Kardashian on The Real?
No, I didn't, but I saw a quote card of the entire experience on E! News.
Okay, I think the quotes are full of interesting factoids. Kourtney Kardashian is surrounded by success. Whether it's her famous friends or closest family members, the Keeping Up with the Kardashian star stays close to some hardworking people. But when appearing on the season 6 premiere of The Real, Kourtney was asked if she feels pressure from her billionaire sister Kylie Jenner. She said,
It's such a rude fucking question,
No,
first of all.
It is, but it was a window
Pertinent.
into the
Yeah.
soul.
Yes.
Quote, probably subconsciously it makes us feel like, when is it enough, she shared on Monday's show. And that's the thing I always think to myself. When is it enough? Because I don't like missing out on certain things like doing my kids' homework or certain after-school activities for different things like that. She also said, about the success of the show. This interview was like a stream of conscious where it's like, it feels like she's working out her thoughts as she's saying
And
them.
like not really answering the question.
No, or just like, she doesn't even know how she feels about certain things.
Yeah.
She said about Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we didn't even think about it, we just hit the ground running, and I don't even know if that's the right sentence. We just kind of did it, and it happened so quickly, and I don't even think we even thought about it.
What?
Ultimately, living your life in the spotlight has some obstacles. Kourtney admitted she's had her moments where she wishes her family wasn't in the public eye. You mean like every single episode?
Right, like your 40th birthday?
She said, Chloe always tries to instill in all of us this let's wake up and be so grateful. Grateful that I'm filming in my house or going to Chloe's house for the day or filming with my sister or my mom or my kids. And so I do feel like we all have our moments where we are like, quote, I hate this or whatever. But at the current moment, I am happy and very into my blessings and feeling really good. I've definitely had my moments because life is short. Okay, that's her new saying. I have my moments.
Can you go back to what she said about Kylie? I'm still not understanding.
She said, does she feel pressure? Probably subconsciously, it makes us feel like, when is it enough?
When is what enough?
Like getting enough money, being successful enough. Like, because now all of them are kind of like paupers compared to Kylie, whereas
Right.
like, compared to the average person, like they are so successful.
Right.
And I understand.
Like,
I understand
Kylie's
how
raised the
like
bar.
that. Like I don't feel like Kylie doesn't even see it like, oh, I need to make more and more. It's like that's it. Literally, it happened.
No, but now it's like for the other sisters. Like at one point they were all super rich.
Yeah.
Now Kylie's in another stratosphere that it kind of like puts down what good American.
Yeah, it
I love
just
Good
puts
American.
down like everything that they're doing because it's like, oh, we're not billionaires. Like we're not like
also
we're not there
doing my
yet.
kids' homework.
Yeah.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
I
Like,
just
they
hate when
supposed
she's
to do
like, Kylie has kid now too. Like, I hate when she blames like her lack of.
whatever on the fact that she's a mom. When
Right.
it's like Kim now has more kids than you.
They all have children.
Chloe has like everyone is busy being a mother.
Oh, and let's not forget about the millions of women in America who are moms.
Right.
Like Kourtney thinks she's the first mom who ever walked this planet.
Right.
Because she was the first mom in her family.
And what's so crazy, and I would probably be like, well, she's probably just like the mommiest mom. But then Chloe like chose to have her child live with Kim if something were to, God forbid, ever happen to her. So it's like,
By the way, those kinds of conversations they were having last season were so interesting. Like, really about like parenting styles. And when Chloe said that, like, if God forbid something happened, she would leave True with Kim, like, that was crazy.
I know.
When Kourtney has always, like, put the motherhood on her back.
Right. So now these statements like hold less weight. I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting interview. The fact that like she's going to the Real, like they don't do
Press
like
that.
gratuitous press.
No, only when they're launching something. Like, when Kim launched Kim, she did the Today Show. And, like, Alice Marie Johnson stuff, she did, like, CNN. But they're not really mainstream media peeps because they have their own platforms, which are just as big, arguably bigger than the Today Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
big
it must be
time.
fun to like do stuff like this sometimes. Or they
Yeah.
always go on Ellen.
Yeah, they have some deal with Ellen. Like, we won't ask you any questions if you don't ask us,
Yeah, I mean it's good for them, and it makes
And Jimmy
for,
Fallon.
Yes.
and it makes for fun content.
Because you want to know why? Also, they, because Jimmy Fallon and Ellen are both on NBC, and then they also film Keeping Up with the Kardashians, like, backstage at Ellen, so it's good synergy because it's all NBCU content. Bravo. E is on NBCU, so I think it's a synergy thing.
Totally. Okay, next up, a little more Kardashian news. Brad Pitt says Kanye West's Sunday service is, quote, really special. Brad Pitt is giving Kanye West's Sunday service a glowing review after recently attending the Soulful celebration. Quote, I think he's doing something really special there, he told Entertainment Tonight on Monday. It's a pure celebration of life and people. It's really delightful. That sounds like Greatest Showman, a celebration of humanity.
Brad Pitt has been doing, like, so much press. Like, he was in GQ. Now
He
he's
has a
talking to
movie
Entertainment
coming out.
Tonight. Which
Ad
one?
Astra.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So unlike him. Like, he's like, when I saw those GQ pics, I was like, damn, daddy. But I was also like, what are you doing?
I read a blind because Enty's back on Instagram, making my life so much easier to see the blinds, that Kourtney Kardashian and Brad Pitt are fucking.
Wow.
And
you know
that's
what?
why he's coming.
Maybe Brad Pitt could get the stick out of Kourtney Kardashian's ass.
If anyone can do it, it's him.
I actually think that's a great pairing for her.
Of course. Oh my God, I would die.
I would die.
I can't believe Enty says that Brad Pitt and Kourtney Kardashian are fucking.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I ship
I
at
ship.
the altar. Oh my God, that would be crazy.
I really hope it's
That's
true.
really crazy.
And that would explain why he's coming to Sunday service.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
because-
it also, you could just go to Sunday service because you think it's beautiful. Like, I'm Jewish
you're a
and
celeb.
I want to go.
But
That's
like, what a beautiful couple.
I know.
This makes me, if this is true, I love Kourtney.
No, by the way, same.
Because I love Brad Pitt.
Me too. We've
Like-
spoken on the show how we think he is a true P-Jam and a real gentleman.
And he's just like the hottest man alive. He's so talented and like, yeah, he seems like a good guy. Oh my God, I would die. Snatcher.
Honestly.
You're snatching me today.
And it's very age appropriate. Like, she's 40 now. I think it's like low key perfect.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I need insider intel. Like,
I need
Maybe we'll
confirmation.
DM Auntie for his sources.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I don't want to get my hopes up because that is just like too beautiful. But Kendall had revealed on Jimmy Fallon that Brad Pitt had been to Sunday service, quote, a couple times, but she avoided meeting him because she's too much of a big fan and, quote, gets nervous.
I could see Kendall Jenner's like #1 stan being for Brad Pitt, you know?
Yeah.
Like, she reserves that fangirl only for Brad Pitt. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's like a cool girl. But
And, like, Casey
no
Musgraves.
Yeah, but like, oh, right. I love that shit. But nobody like is beyond standing Brad Pitt, you know?
No, nobody.
No one's
I
too
actually
strong.
watched that interview with
Oh my
Kendall
God.
saying that, and she was like, they always said don't meet your heroes, so I just couldn't meet him.
Yeah.
But if he's her sister's man, she's going to have to meet him.
Well, okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's just something to think about.
I really like, okay, like, down the line, they date for 5 years. Like, is he ever going to be on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
If Kanye is,
Yeah, but like, Brad Pitt
Nothing
is
is impossible.
nothing is impossible, truly. Like, Kardashians, that's where it's at. Like,
right, like, that's the moment. Like,
I don't think anyone would have ever looked down on, like, all of that more than Kanye.
Yeah.
But if it's cool enough for Kanye, like, it's cool enough for Brad Pitt.
Wow. I'm like rethinking everything. Like, do I love Kourtney?
No, I love Kourtney. I wish her a lifetime of happiness.
But only with Brad Pitt. To go from like Eunice to Brad Pitt.
Also, why was Eunice at her birthday?
And they
Yeah.
were, like, being an item.
And then she obviously had that conversation with him in addition to 40 other people. You know, I was like freaking out like this whole week. And then I woke up today and I was just like feeling fine. You know, it's just, like, I'm not out
She
where
had
I
a
thought,
mental breakdown today in Venice.
it's just like not where I thought like my life would be, you know?
yeah.
Why, she has kids. She's
By
happy.
the way, I realized something crazy because I watched Dallas right after yesterday, and Kourtney is 10 years younger than Deandra Simmons. Isn't that weird?
No, that kind of makes sense.
Oh no, I feel like Kourtney just seems so much younger and Deandra just seems so much older.
Well, I've always been surprised. The Kardashians have always been older than I thought they were. Like, when we were, like, obsessed with them in high school, they were, like, almost 30. And they were, like, socialites. You would just assume they were, like, 21, you know? They've always been, like, a generation above what I thought they were.
Yeah, especially Kourtney.
Right. And forever, I thought Chloe was the oldest. Like, before I really knew them, like, when they were just, like, a bunch of sisters, like, in halter dresses, like, I didn't for 1 second think that Kourtney was the oldest. I thought she was the youngest, maybe because she was like Chloe was so tall.
Yeah.
So I just like Chloe's the youngest, the oldest, then Kim, then Kourtney. But it was literally the opposite.
I feel like that's how people feel about us. Like, it takes them a while to realize that I'm older than you.
Oh really?
Yeah. Unless
Maybe.
now they know.
The more you know.
I'm just so
I
obsessed.
love where this tangent took
I'm
us.
so obsessed with this duo. Like, wow. And honestly, to me, like, that's like Meghan and Harry status of like two, like Gigi and Tyler, like
Different universes.
different universes.
But Sunday service, look, Jesus bringing people together.
It's a celebration of humanity.
It's what Jesus would have wanted.
A different critic might have called it a celebration of humanity. What's that from?
Greatest Showman.
Good job. Okay, fifth and final story. A little streaming news. Because the streaming wars, you guys, these are like the new late night wars. Is the streaming wars and also the hard seltzer wars.
The hard seltzer wars are popping.
Yeah. But Netflix has acquired the global streaming rights to Seinfeld.
Wow.
Netflix is fired back in the battle for popular network sitcoms by landing the global streaming rights to Seinfeld. As part of a deal with Sony Pictures Television, which controls distribution of the iconic TV show, Netflix will offer 180 episodes of Seinfeld in the U.S. and to its 151 million subscribers throughout the world when the 5-year pact takes effect in 2021, the company's announced. So they are losing Friends and The Office because
they're
of the
getting
other
Seinfeld.
streaming networks, but they're getting Seinfeld.
Okay, here's what Netflix needs to get in order to really like cement me as a subscriber, even though I use someone else's subscription. I need The Nanny.
Oh, yeah.
I need The Simple Life. And I need Desperate Housewives.
I'm pretty sure The Simple Life is on Hulu.
It's on Prime, or you can buy it on Amazon.
And I
think
need them
it's-
to bring back Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23.
Oh, I agree.
Like, they're just letting series go left and right, and they're not, understanding the importance of Desperate Housewives, you know?
Yeah, and Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, but that's
they
Disney
had
Plus
them,
now.
and
Like,
they took them off.
Yeah, no,
I
and
just genuinely wish I cared about Seinfeld, but I'm happy for the people who do.
you know what? I'm actually looking forward to this because I know Zach really likes Seinfeld, so now it'll be playing in our apartment in 2021. But also, I've never watched a whole episode, and I do think I might like it because I love Larry David and I love Curb. So, like, if I love that sense of humor, maybe I'll like Seinfeld.
yeah, you might. Like, Curb is without question much better than Seinfeld. Like, and I know Seinfeld is regarded as like, ugh, but honestly, it's really honestly an annoying show. And don't come for me because like, and it's like our type of humor. It's like dry Jewish humor. Like, I really like don't love Seinfeld. Like, obviously, if it's on, I will watch it. Like, I will like it more than Cheers, you know.
Yeah.
But it's no
Frasier?
Curb. It's no. Oh yeah, but it's no Curb.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, everyone's just so annoying on those shows. Like, I remember one half of an episode I saw was when like the girl
Elaine.
Veep picked up juju fruits on her way to see her friend in the hospital, and they were like, "You picked up juju fruits," and they just like keep talking higher pitch on each other. And
was
so
really
they just
stupid.
like repeat the same. "You picked up."
It's like no shade, but it's really just not a funny show.
Actually, I want to give it a try now.
I do want to give it a try because like it's
Margaret,
so revered.
You might like it, like you will not.
Really?
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's things about it that I find funny. Like, I can't stand that sitcom format with the laughter in the
Oh,
back.
I'm sorry. I have an announcement to tell you. Something very important that I just recently found out about Friends. It is filmed in front of a live studio audience. That is not a laugh track.
No, I know. But when I say laugh track, I mean, like, laughter. I know that they don't press, but they hold up the signs, laugh. I just don't like laughter, period.
Okay.
Like, I'll laugh.
I get it. Like, don't interrupt.
It's really annoying. I find it so
It doesn't
annoying.
bother me at all.
Even
That's so
Hannah
weird. I
Montana
don't even notice
had
it.
laughs.
It did?
Uh-huh.
But it's just like, it's so annoying to me. And I know that it's live, and to me, that's the same thing. Laugh track, live audience.
Okay.
Either way, they're being forced to laugh, and it's so annoying.
Okay.
How do you even like force yourself?
Let's
You hold up a sign, laugh,
No, but then,
clap.
like I can't fake laugh, whatever.
let's recap all the television that was on last night. But before I do that, I have to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by Vistaprint. The most important time is now. The importance of feeling professional, polished, and prepared when it counts is right now. For small business owners or people who produce their own podcasts, being plugged in and prepared when an opportunity comes up is crucial. Those moments happen all the time. They're happening now. And having a business card that shows how professional you are in your pocket, ready to hand out, is the first step to making something happen. Your next big opportunity is coming right now, and we're here to help you to own the now with free shipping on any business card in any quantity from Vistaprint. Choose whatever style, finish, shape, or paper you like and get free shipping. And because you can pick the colors, fonts, designs, and images, it means you can create something as unique and compelling as your business. Plug your information and logo into hundreds of fresh designs tailored to your type of company, or upload your own original layout. You can even upgrade to a unique touch like rounded corners. Order and receive your cards with free economy shipping. You can feel good knowing that Vistaprint uses only carefully sourced inks and responsibly sourced paper stocks. Vistaprint wants you to be able to own the now in any situation, which is why our listeners will get free shipping on all business cards, any style, any quantity. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code TOAST2 for free shipping on all business cards and style, any quantity. Limited time offer. Own the now at Vistaprint.com. Use the promo code TOAST2. That is the promo code TOAST followed by the number 2. Your support of our show. You support our show when you support our sponsors. Vistaprint.com. Promo code TOAST2.
Get some biz cards.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to recap first.
Tall girl. So I know you know.
Can you do tall girl at the end so I can walk out?
Sure.
Sure, Dancing with the Stars.
So I know you don't watch. I don't really watch either, but I just decided to take it on because I really wanted to see Hannah Brown and I really wanted to see Lauren Lena. And to be honest, like the show, the way it's produced, like it is a $1 billion show. Like
Yeah.
the new set, like they got it all covered, even though like the cameramen kept dropping the cameras during people's performances.
That was
and
weird.
I couldn't fucking see anything. Here were my top performers.
See, it's not so easy. That's why Beyonce's cameraman.
Very true. Here were my top performers. Lauren Elena. I thought they judged her really like harsh and almost like unfair, but she still did really well. I watched Hannah Brown's. She was really good, surprisingly, but she's like a young, able-bodied girl. Like, it doesn't shock me that she has rhythm, you know? Justice for Allie Brooke, who got literally the worst. She was at the bottom with, like, Lamar when she's the most talented dancer on that stage. They were dancing her as if she was, like, in a ballroom competition, like in, you know, like in Silver Linings
I think
Playbook.
that's why they were so hard on her, because she is a dancer.
So the
They
judging...
should judge everyone the same.
Jackie, I couldn't agree more. Like, it was so unfair. Like, there's a woman, I don't know her name, Mary Wilson, who was one of the original Supremes. And she's 75 and a half and she looks amazing and she, you know, it's really impressive, like how but she's like in the top 4 and I swear to you, she didn't move.
She didn't move.
She didn't move. And they were
She didn't
really
move.
judging her based on like just her being a legend and like, I don't know, her being like in shape for her age, I guess, but like she was worse than Lamar Odom. I'm sorry.
Like I understand
Lamar-
you could
yeah.
give her a few extra points, like, you know.
Agreed.
But
Like, you
don't
can be
take
lenient.
away from other people. Like, if Allie Brooke was great, like, she should get a 10, you shouldn't penalize her, but like, yeah, maybe give someone a little bonus here and there if they're, you know, really defying the odds, but like, it should be the same scale. It should be blind judging.
Yeah, so the only part of the show I don't really like stand or get behind is the judging. First of all, I find all 3 judges to be so thirsty and annoying. Like,
Bruno?
Yeah, wait, so the guy who has the microphone, is his name Andy?
Tom?
The host, Tom. Yeah. He's like, they're live, so he's trying to like push it through, and like, these judges cannot get enough camera time. Like, they are so fucking thirsty. Like, I find them all to be so annoying, and their judging is off. Like, they should really leave it to America. I don't think we need the judges. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I think that as the season progresses, like, judges just become irrelevant.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
not,
absolutely.
don't quote me on that, but.
Is Julianne still a judge?
No.
And she would be fair, I think.
Totally.
Also, someone who really came out of left field and really surprised me was Ray Lewis. I didn't really know who he was before.
Me
I asked
too.
Ben who he was. He's like a really big deal. He was having so much fun with it. He really like was loose and he was letting himself go. And I really thought he did a great job. And now I need to talk about the Sean Spicer of it all. Because Andy Cohen said the funniest thing on Watch What Happens Live, being like, that all the queens who work in wardrobe and hair and makeup were getting their revenge on Sean Spicer because what they made him wear was honestly awful. Like, this lime green shiny ruffle shirt and these tight white pants, like, everything was ill-fitting. But I have to say, like, he was a good sport. Like, he knew everyone there hated him, and it was, like, honestly really awkward, like, to be honest. But he was just honestly having a good time. I thought he was a really good sport. Like, the judges were kind of mean to him, but, like, he really was just, like, laughing, having a good time. And honestly, I commend, like, that is a sense of bravery. Like, to me, like, it was really, and his dancing wasn't terrible,
He
honestly.
was pretty good. For like, the guys were pretty bad. I don't know. I like
Lamar
felt,
Odom was
I felt
really next
bad
level
for him, just because like I genuinely can't imagine what it feels like to just be in that situation where, you know, like, everyone here is,
and there was like all this
talking behind your
outrage.
back.
There was all this outrage when he got cast. Like, honestly, he never should have done it, but he's doing it and he's like sticking with the decision. And you know what? Like, he's not letting that green shirt get him down. The green shirt was
When
literally
he was on the drums in the green shirt in the beginning, like, I was just like, this is not.
No,
I
like,
kind of liked the shirt.
Me
I
too.
love
No, like,
pictures.
I like this shirt in the sense of like he's really embracing like whatever, but like.
you guys, the shirt was awful. Like, and him with the long sleeves and the drums.
I mean,
like,
all the outfits are like
But I
not.
feel
No,
like-
Hannah B's outfit was so fucking
She
cute.
looks like a rockette.
I didn't.
She looks
I
amazing.
didn't see it, but I feel
By the way,
like
the outfits are unfair. I want to say what Ally Brooke wore and what Hannah B wore, so fucking cute. Figure skater. What they put Lauren Elena in? That ugly green dress with the brown belt.
Yeah, but I do
She,
think,
that looked like a Shrek costume.
Claudia, I do think that they have some say.
I think
they
so,
don't
too.
just get put in.
Oh, of course not. They don't have any say. in
Yes,
what
they do.
I think that they do.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, I thought for sure like Sean Spicer like had to wear that shirt or he was
No,
out.
I'm sure like if they were like, this is fucking hideous, I'm not wearing it, there won't be like, we're gonna make you. They have a
Especially for the
million
women.
other things.
I think that they get say.
Okay.
Like, they're not going to wear something that they don't feel comfortable in.
Okay.
This show isn't about like, you know, making people uncomfortable other than Sean Spicer. But I think the week one will, like, this would be his worst week because now they're over the hump of like
Right, and it,
introducing him.
it like humanizes people. You
100%.
know? Like, you're watching them for 2 hours straight. Like, they're in the background of every scene. Like, it's honestly such. I don't think you would like be on that show. It's so awkward.
Yeah.
Like-
Actually, when I was watching, I just kept thinking about you being on there.
And what did you think?
Because
Like,
Jackie,
you fucking kill it.
They go to commercial break. You would kill in the dancing, but they go to commercial break and they're like, "All right, Ally Brooke is up next," and Ally Brooke is standing there, and all the contestants have to stand behind her and be like, "Yeah, Ally Brooke!" Like, that's so uncomfortable.
Oh my
like,
God, I would die.
I think you would fucking hate that. I'm not gonna lie.
That is my worst nightmare.
I know.
Oh, that's the whole thing. You
that's,
dance
like,
for 1 minute.
Why I couldn't go on The Bachelor, because when you have to like run around the house
Right.
and scream like Colton, like I would
Colton!
die. I would literally, there would be
Yeah.
a death.
James Vanderbeek came out on top with the highest score. He was pretty good. He has 5 kids, and they're all blonde. And I didn't really think he was like so amazing. But to me, it's a lot easier to be a guy with a high score than to be a girl with a high score because the dance is really revolved around the girl. So if your partner is a professional girl, like, it's a little bit easier to distract from the fact that you're just standing there. But
Yeah.
the girl really carries the whole performance. And so that's why I really am just not over Ally Brooke.
No, that's what I was saying last night, that it's like, for a guy, all you have to do is hold out your arm and then they do their flip
And you
with their
lift
own strength and
100%.
whatever. When you're a girl that's not a pro, you have no idea how to do that. So then
Margot,
the other one looks better.
After all of it, who are you rooting for?
I mean, I'm rooting for Hannah B. I actually think that she could win.
Yeah.
And also her partner, Alan, he's like one of the only single ones because, by the way, I don't know if you know all of like the romances, but half of them are all married to each other,
Okay.
the pros. But Alan was Alexis Wren's partner last season, and they
were dating.
So like he's open to
Do you
showmance.
think that Hannah and
He's
Alan,
Jewish too?
Do you think
Yeah.
Hannah and Alan are going to smooch?
I don't like actually. I feel like they could smooch, but I don't think that they're gonna date. I don't know.
I don't know.
I am
We'll see.
rooting-
I need
that
more time.
show breeds a lot of love.
I am
It
rooting
does.
for Lauren Elena, but like part of me also wants Ray Lewis to win. Like, I honestly just thought he was such a good sport, and like he was a good dancer, so he is my vote. I'm actually gonna vote like a loser.
I'm gonna vote like a loser too, and I'm just gonna keep like voting for everyone. Like I'm not just only voting for one person. And then as it whittles down, I'll choose a horse in this race.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to earn it or vote.
Yeah.
Now you can go because we're gonna talk about Tall Girl.
Okay.
You're free
Peace
to go,
out, guys.
Maybe if you could bring me a snack, like if you see one. Sure, I'll take an apple.
Great
Okay,
work today, Snatchler.
Tall Girl is the new movie on Netflix. It's the youngest young adult romance, and it's about a girl who's tall. And actually, fun fact, I saw she's really tall, but she was wearing like stilts in her shoes.
Also, the way that the camera was working was like making her look even taller and everyone else look even shorter.
Sabrina Carpenter, like we needed more of her in the movie. She was so funny and like she was like shallow, but like not.
No,
you
she
know?
was a good sis.
She was a good sister, and like she knew what was important. Like yes, she was like all into the pageantry and the vein.
She would have dropped it all in a heartbeat for her sis.
No, I thought like I really could have used more character development on Sabrina Carpenter's part, like not just her walking around in the dress.
No, but I loved the dresses.
She looked so
but no,
snatched.
she was just like such a great like character in a film, like because you want to like her because she's just like perfect, and then she's also good on the inside.
Yeah, but the tall girl. Okay, so honestly, a part of me knew that she wasn't going to end up with a foreign exchange student, but I definitely didn't see him like being such a fucking loser coming. Like I didn't see that coming. Like what a wiener.
I know it kind of frustrated me because it was like a little bit too much of a jump. Because
No,
he was
but
like,
by the way, I totally got it. Like when you're in high school and you finally hang out with the cool kids, like you will do and say anything to keep yourself being cool.
No.
He was finally inked up Franklin.
I understood why he like blew her off and he was like, starting to feel himself. But like when he, in that video, when he like lied completely, like that was a bit of a jump because I thought he was a decent guy. But I agree. But then even like the little one who she winds up with, like
Dunkelberg.
he was such a shit friend for so long, and like he also got caught up with the popular kids. Like, okay, so he did the right thing once, but like he also encouraged foreign exchange boy to embrace his popularity.
But some people could see that as an act of like romance, you know?
I know, but like if you love
thought
this
he was
girl,
so
no, but like
cute.
he loves Tall, and like if you love her, and like how could you? Like, that would crush her. How do you want to see the person that you love crushed?
Yeah, no, when he was doing that in the bunk bed, I was like, oh man, you're fucking evil, bro. But then, I don't know, he really
Like, you're selfish.
But you know what? I thought she was being a bitch in the beginning. Like, he is such a nice guy. All you do is sit and complain that nobody likes you, and there's literally a boy who has such a nice house sitting in front of you telling you that he likes you.
With a pink door you could take pictures in front of. Like,
Yeah,
I
by the way,
can't.
I cannot stress enough how much I love that they filmed it in New Orleans. It was such an interesting backdrop, and like all the houses were like historic and beautiful. I thought it was, I've never seen a movie set in New Orleans, and I thought it was great.
No, and it was like even her house, it was like the outside looked so different than the inside, just from like a home decor standpoint. It was so interesting.
Jackie, so don't look, I want to read it to you. Someone made the greatest call. This is from Jordan Potts. Why did they not cast JoJo Siwa as the tall girl? She's tall and she wears a ponytail.
And she's actually 15.
Yeah. I thought that girl was really cute and pretty. Also the best character was her best friend, who she was an asshole to.
I know, and I'm just like so glad that the friend was into fashion, but she didn't wind up making her something custom.
Oh my God. Same. And by the way, I like that they didn't. Oh, first of all, the parents were so perfectly cast. What was the dad from? It was bothering me so much.
Oh, I don't know, but we could look it up.
And then Angela Kinsley, who is what's her name from The Office?
Oh my God, yes.
Was the mom? She was hilarious. I thought the parents were really funny.
Oh my
and
God,
cute.
when you go to search Tall Girl
You
cast,
get, like,
Tall Girl Heights. Steve Zahn. Oh, he's from a lot of stuff. One second.
Is he from like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? No.
Hold on.
It was bothering me
I need
so
to find
much.
like what you're thinking of. He's from Daddy Daycare, but that's not it.
No.
Saving Silverman. Stuart Little.
Wait, what's Saving Silverman? That sounds so familiar.
It's a good movie. He's also been riding in Cars with Boys.
Okay, none of this is coming back. Maybe he's
I
just like
know.
an actor that I know.
No, I know what you're thinking.
And someone also just left a comment that we both had the same thought, that the movie really reminded us of Dumplin'.
And Sierra Burgess combined.
Yeah, I
Because
think
it's
they
like-
used the same set for the pageant room, you know?
No, and it reminded me of that. We'll come back to what the dad is from. It reminded me of it because it was like both of those characters had such a bad attitude when it was like they felt like the world was treating them a certain way when it was like, no, everyone's kind of like nice to them.
That's where the Sierra Burgess, like she was so fucking mean to her mom, and like her mom loved her for who she was no matter what.
Yeah, and like with Dumplin', like she was mean to everyone because she thought everyone was treating her some type of way, but like everyone was really nice to her. But I do feel like with Tall Girl, like there was more examples of like bullying.
And Tall Girl really wasn't mean to a lot of people. Like I thought she was
No.
quite forgiving, even going out with Swisher or whatever his name
Yeah,
was.
yeah, but she was just like so hard on herself, and
Yeah.
that was like frustrating because I just wanted to be like, you're beautiful and you're tall. Who cares?
Yeah,
but she
but,
had to
like-
come to that realization herself.
Yeah, like that is not a problem to have 3 years, but you're gonna be at New York Fashion Week and all these losers are gonna be stuck in New Orleans.
I know, and it's like even when models models like talk about how they were bullied growing up because they were so tall.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like tiny violins, like
Yeah.
you'll live. So I guess it was reminding me of that where it's like, I just don't, like, you're tall and you're beautiful. Like, how could people make fun of you?
Yeah, when Dunkelman, like, first of all, bought her the shoes and, like, woke her up in the bed, that was, like, so cute. And then when they finally understood what the milk crate was for, like, that was really cute. Honestly, like, I like Dunkelman. I kind of felt like they were going to be together the whole time because, for the most part, he had pure good intentions. And, like, yes, he didn't do everything right, but a young man in love,
Yeah.
he can't be helped.
I agree. I actually didn't know that they were going to be together the whole time because, like, he was really letting popularity get to his head. And I actually thought the gluten-free girl was a perfect match for him.
Yeah, and she was nice.
Yeah, and she, like, loved him for who he was. They had so much in common. Like, I just feel like...
I thought he was going to end up with her, and then tall girl would be like, wow, I let the greatest thing go.
I feel like he kind of has, like, a fetish for tall girls.
I actually think that might be a good call. Like, his obsession with her was so weird, and he is so short.
And she wasn't even nice to him. Like, where did it come? Like, he was just obsessed with the fact that she was tall. Like, honestly, it's like a fetish movie.
Honestly, if you look at it from that way, it's a sick fucking movie that shouldn't be for children. That's honestly hilarious.
And, like, he buys her shoes with these obsessed
Oh my
with
god,
feet.
yes, he gets them specially made at the drag queen store.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
shook.
he's got some shit to work out. And I really was, like, loving Tall Girl and the
Oh my god,
Swede.
thank you. Someone just reminded me who the dad is from. Steve Zahn was on Friends. He married Phoebe, who was the ice dancer. Thank you.
Okay.
All in all, though, a good movie. Like, we haven't had a good young adult Netflix film since, like, To All the Boys I Loved Before. Like, they tried to make it happen with Sarah Burgess. Stunk. You know?
Like, I like them all. I keep giving them, like, even Falling in Love, very sweet, very cute. Like, I'm loving them all. Some aren't as good as others, but it's still enjoyable. It's like a Hallmark movie. Like, you should see some of the shit I watch, you know?
I'm sure.
Compared to that, like, all those YA movies are incredible. Sierra Burgess, well, let's take more.
Literally the worst movie ever.
Not even. We got, Christine Froseth.
Oh, that's true. And she's in the Society.
Yeah, and what's his face in it? Noah Centineo?
Yeah, but they've been throwing him in shit just to make us think it's good.
Yeah,
they put him in like 30 movies since his original.
They think he's like the key to the youths, and it's like
He's not.
No, nothing is gonna make Swiped a good movie.
Nothing. Oh my god, that was the dumbest thing. What was the app called?
Jungle.
Literally the worst fucking movie.
No, but someone was saying like as a tall girl, it's hell, and I believe that. Like I could feel like, and there's nothing you can do about your height. Like I feel that, but I feel like in high school, like everyone has something about them that makes them feel like a pariah, but really, for the most part, it's just you and your insecurities.
Yeah.
Like I used to be so insecure about the color of my hair. Like high school was torture for me, but it wasn't necessarily because people were torturing me. It was just like
Because
I was
you
so
felt that way.
I was so uncomfortable in my own skin, and like so many high schoolers are. You
Yeah.
know, so it's hard to like watch it as an adult and be like, girl, you're beautiful, you know?
Right.
But
when someone could say the same thing about you.
Right. But I was like, no, I'm not. I'm a freak.
Yeah, right. Catch me in the circus. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show. As a reminder, we will have merch out very soon, so start thinking about that. Also, I'm heading to Vancouver, Seattle, and Portland this weekend. Tickets available at girlwithnojob.com. It's going to be a grand old time. The Morning Toast is a Millennial Morning Show. We go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, so feel free to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. That's iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Public Radio, literally anywhere. Thank you so much. We love you. Girl with No Job, Jackie O Problems. See you tomorrow. Hump day!